Hey guys, Melissa here. Real quick, there are several topics that are running through my head right now that I want to talk about, things that happen today, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna tell you this. You know, my cat got lost. Okay, Autumn, the one that I told you was in heat today. Um, we don't know how she got out. We don't know, or we don't know what happened. We really don't know what happened. Just couldn't find her nowhere outside, and but we had to go to my mother-in-law's to Sunrise to celebrate my mother-in-law for her birthday. So Jalissa comes in the bathroom and she's like, Mom, she starts with the Autumn and I can't find her and all of that good stuff. But listen, I know my triggers. I know I'm very aware of my triggers, okay? Because stress is, there's no way that you can get around stress. Let me put it that way. It was given to us for a reason, okay? We need stress. There's good stress. There's your three levels of stress, your good stress, your eustress, and then you have your moderate stress, and then you have your distress. I know how to stay in my moderate stress now, okay? Or when I'm like, I done crossed that line and I need to just, moderate stress is letting you know that you're about to perform at your peak. You want that. You want that type of stress, okay? That's where you want it to stay, all right? And I we're not going to get all into all that right now, but I say that to say that I know. I know. So when she came and she told me, I'm like, listen, baby, I'm already running late. I got my exams today. I can't do it. I said, baby, if she did get out, she'll come back. She'll come back. Don't worry about it. She says, I know she's gonna come back, Mom. And as she's walking out, she's like, I prayed about it. I said, what? Jalissa, what did you just say? She says, I said, did you say you prayed about it? She says, yes, ma'am. I said, girl, get out of here. What you worried about? Get out of here, right? We get dressed, we go, come back. I came back earlier, dropped my nephew off, and came to study. They stayed over there, right? Well, Jalissa, before I walked out, she said that, Mom, will you please look for Autumn, make sure that she's okay. So when I get here, I walk around the house, Autumn, nothing. So then I come in the house, and I'm not kidding. I was because we raised so many babies, So I'm kind of, so I'm calling all in the house, walking all over, and then I go in the laundry room, and right before I walked in the laundry room, I'm like, Lord, please let her be okay. Lord, please let me find her. Please, in the name of Jesus, let me find her. I'm yelling, Autumn. Okay? Nothing. I'm walking out. I turn around to walk out, and I hear just, you could barely hear her cry. And I'm like, Autumn. So I turn around and I, start moving things and I hear it. Well, finally, I realize that it's coming from a drawer. We had 3 drawers, and, so I open the first nut, second, nothing. The third, there's a box like pushed up to the drawer. The craziest thing pushed up to the drawer. So I moved the box and I opened, and my baby was in that drawer. She was in that drawer. Like, now I would have never thought, like I would have never, to go in there and listen, this is my thing. Pray about it. Teach your kids how to pray about it. There's just something about it. Pray about it. Pray about it. Pray about it. Pray about any and everything. Pray about it. I say any and everything because you are building your faith. Because if you pray without that faith level being there, and I'm just again talking, this is experience. It ain't gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. I'm sorry, we forget that. We say, oh, pray about it and it'll happen. You got to get it right. You got to get it right. Your faith, you need to believe that it's going to happen without any doubt. And you can say, I said it plenty of times, you can say all you want. Oh, yes, I believe. And yes, I mean, but if that faith is not attached to it, and he knows it, you can fool everybody else, but he knows it. Okay? Pray about it. I came home last night and my husband had a headache and he had a sock. He tie a sock with his migraines. And it's been about maybe a month now that I put my foot down when it came to that, because that was one of the biggest things that we were bound. Infirmity. I mean, listen, all I had to do was see you sick and you be right here, and I had it. That's how powerful our mind is. I was sick. And symptoms, everything. Like, I mean, y'all, my mother-in-law joke about the it was just, it's a byproduct. It's a byproduct of not that fruit being bad, and that, your distorted thoughts. Powerful. But you can do something about it. You can get in the Word. You can lift a standard and stand on it. So I come home last night, and my kids will tell you, Israel's the one that links up with me every time somebody says they're sick or something walking around this house. Even Jalissa, my daughter. And not until, we don't say, okay, I got to a point to where I lay hands on them and pray about it and pray about it and pray about it. I do not take my hands off. You can ask them. I will not take my hands off until they say that they feel better. Because, and if there's somebody out there that can tell me something different, then, hey, we can let's talk about it. I mean, I'm not telling you something that I think will happen. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to lay hands and say, well, maybe, okay, yeah, you can feel better. Yeah, But really, in me, I didn't know. I did. I lent myself. I was that vessel for him to work through me. But I didn't know. I still, and always that, well, maybe, well, I mean, listen, last night, this has been for about a month now. Ask any of my kids, and normally Israel's the one that'll link up. When he sees me, he'll go and he'll put his hand as well, and he'll start praying. But last night, I came in the house and my husband had a sock tied around his head, migraine. He had a migraine. He has high blood pressure. He suffered from migraines all his life, okay? Or not all his life, but, very, very long time, years, okay? And then I started getting them. Listen, you need to lift that standard. You need to live, get into your Word, declare those promises over your life, get healing scriptures, meditate on them, pray continuously about everything. Listen, it's a repetitive thing in my head. I just don't even, everything. So I come in the house and he's laying with it tied around, and I immediately go up to him and I lay hands on his head and I start praying. I'm praying, but listen, I've gotten so used to this that I'm praying and I can feel when I'm just not, I'm not. So in the middle, I had to stop and just like listen, babe, like, just give me a second. I had my big old sweater on, took my sweater off and put it down. And I laid my hands again and I said, Lord, I'm so sorry. Like, I had to, my focus was off. Everything was off. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And just going at it, but declaring, we are not going back to that. I am not going back to seeing him with something tied around his head, or we are not going back to that. And I just kept on. And then I took it off because I'm like, no. And just kept on until he said, baby, I feel better. When he said that, then it was finished. Listen, until you get that attitude, until your faith you can't be talked out of it. I don't care. Okay, I look great. Okay. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. And how people look at you when you do it, or how you can fake it as much as you want. You can perform, you can, all of that stuff. You can do that as much as you want. But if there's no power behind it, if that faith is not for real, if there's any kind of doubt or forget, all of these things, guys, all of these things, it might be, but you're not working with your full authority, with his full authority. There's no way. There's no way. If you have anything that's not right in there, anything that's not, and see, that's what happened last night, is I got sidetracked and I was thinking about something. And that's the thing about those thoughts. They ruminate because we're human, our flesh. When something stings or something feels like it's going to, you battle with it. That's what that is. You war with it. You don't put a face on it. You don't blame the person or which, war in the spirit. You war in the spirit. You pray for that person, but most of all, you don't think them bad thoughts. You don't let them imagination start. You don't make your own movie in your head and you be the one that's going to be destroyed or no. And all day, I must have did it like 5,000 times a day yesterday. As soon as it came up, I don't think so. Lord, forgive me. Please forgive me. And there were times where I missed it. Like I used my whole 3 seconds. I missed it. Like, and they're like, oh my gosh, Lord, I'm so sorry. Like, but all day long, the thought comes up and you bring it down and you take it captive and bring it to the obedience of Christ, of his word. All day. It's not, guys, it is a process. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. And maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm telling you again what works for me. But until I could get that right last night, this is a day. And I felt it. I could feel it. I could feel that something was blocking. It's like a block. He wants to use us. He wants us to be his hands, his, just heart. He wants us. But we got to be postured. We have to be ready at any moment. And part of that is making sure that your heart is right. Doing the work. If anything happened, or your triggers, knowing your triggers, knowing your personality type, and respecting others' personality type. Your personality types does not give you license to be disobedient to his word. No. It helps you. It should help you. Along with his word, you have it. Then it's just the work. You just do the work. Because we're human. We got to make sure our spirit overrides that daily, all day long, every hour of the day. I'm telling you, because of the world we live in. Something will happen that will get you going, that will create that fight or flight response, that stress, that thing to rise up, something, you got to be the one. You've got to be the one to bring it down. You got to be the one to just hugs. And I have a whole thing about hugs, but I'm not going to. But hugs, hugging somebody, it's very important when they're little. When they're older, it doesn't always have to be. But that cortisol, that thing that helps you whenever you're stressed, that helps with the stress, that hormone that's released, a hug. A hug will activate that to bring that stress level down. You want to be in the moderate. You want to be in the moderate. Listen, you have the ability. You have the ability to control where your stress level is at, what ruminates you're thinking about thinking, to change in thoughts. You have the ability to do that, but it's going to take work. And he knows, again, and I'm past that level where it is what it is with everybody else, because I know who I am in him. I don't want to disappoint him. I want to be prepared at any moment, when anybody needs. I want to be able to help them out. I want to be able, or him to use me. But in order for that to happen and at full form, I mean, Lord, the power that we have, the authority that he has given us, we should be able to just, and not let up. And we feel it. Or maybe I knew something was not right. I knew it wasn't. So I had to stop and repent and just, Lord, please, I am so sorry. I knew exactly where it was because I was fighting with it all day. See, them thoughts, them distorted thoughts, make you lose focus of him. And then you might as well just, Melissa doing it her way, all the time. We ain't going back. And like I told my husband last night, this visualization of you with the sock around your head because you got a migraine, take it off. And then he'll tell you. I mean, I don't have no reason to lie to you. There's not, I'm just sharing. If it helps, that's what before these videos go out, it's a prayer, my husband and I. This video thing, this thing, God possible, didn't happen overnight. But not until he released it. And that's because it's not all the way. It's not about pleasing everybody else. It's about pleasing him. So, I love you guys. Now let me go study again. But yeah, this helped. I love doing this, guys. Y'all have a great evening. Standards. If you want to know more about the healing of the heart and, anything, just message me. The stress, anything, message me. And I will certainly tell you what I know. If I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it. And maybe we can learn it together, or, love you guys. Bye.